London, England, south of France. And all points between, they know about your man. Konnichiwa, ladies, when I'm out in Japan. I'm a Tokyo giant like Ichiro, I am.
Welcome to another edition of the Lifestyle Design Confessions podcast. We're here to help inspire you to go for it and live the lifestyle design of your dreams. Here's Rob.
Welcome to another edition of the Lifestyle Design Confessions podcast. I'm Rob Murgatroyd from GetJetSetMoney.com. And today we have Dan Andrews of the Lifestyle Business Podcast and Outsourcing to the Philippines, which we're going to talk about today. I'll give you all the URLs so you have it. And we've got a lot to cover about lifestyle design. The reason why I want to have Dan do it is a lot of people talk about it, but Dan is really living it. In fact, he's going to tell you where he is in just a second. Dan, are you there?
I am here. Good to be here, Rob.
You too, man. So what part of the world are you in right now?
Right now, I'm in a small island about a 5-hour trip south of Manila called Mindoro. So I'm sitting on a tropical patio right now watching the yachts bob up and down.
Okay, so you just got a lot of middle fingers from everybody listening to this. So just
want
by
to make sure I fit.
Yeah, right. So just by way of background, can you catch us up a little bit? Where are you originally from, and what led you to change your life and pick up and move to the Philippines? Just kind of catch me up and give me a little snapshot of that.
Sure. Well, I started out my business career in Southern California. You know, not a classy background, just got into business like most people and just started trying to hustle my way up the corporate ladder. Two major turning points for me. One was reading the 4-Hour Workweek. And the second was, so I started my Dreamline right after I read the book. And shortly thereafter, I achieved a $100,000 a year salary, which was like sort of a level I had always idolized. And I realized when I got there that, you know, my life wasn't any better and I couldn't afford the things that I really wanted, which, primarily I wanted to travel the world and do all these cool adventures and stuff. And I couldn't afford those even at what I thought was a dream salary. And so those were two major turning points for me that really got me thinking about my life.
Okay, so let me get you to unpack a Dreamline. For those of you that don't know, a Dreamline is something that Tim Ferriss coined, a phrase that he coined in a 4-Hour Workweek, which is a very short, I guess, goal-setting device where you're really not making a set of goals that go much beyond 6, 12, maybe even 18 months. And you list 3 or 4 things that you want to have, do, or be, and quantify it economically. Like, for example, if you want to, in his case, go learn tango in Buenos Aires, how much does that really cost? Move to Buenos Aires, how much does that cost? But I'm curious to know, Dan, how you used the Dreamline, because I know a lot of people have seen it, and I'll put a link so you can download a PDF for it or an Excel spreadsheet. How did you use it? Did you put business goals in there? Did you put personal goals in there? Did you actually do it the way he intended it, where you quantify how much things are going to cost? How did you put it together?
I was extraordinarily earnest about it. I mean, I printed the spreadsheet off of the website and went and sat down in a park in San Diego with my best friend and now business partner and now podcast partner, Ian. And we literally wrote out exactly the stuff that we wanted. I mean, I remember it's amazing to think now, one of the things on my list, Rob, was a laptop. At the time, I didn't own a laptop. So I thought, well, I need to get me one of those. I had on there a smartphone. I need to have a smartphone if I want to be a guy who travels around. I want to be able to make money from anywhere was one of the things I wrote down. I wanted to have a 100% mobile office. And I wrote out 9 things, and my timeline was 12 months. And I remember looking at the list at the time and thinking, I have no idea how I'm going to do this stuff, but it's kind of cool anyway, so why don't we just go for it? And then 8 months later, all but one thing I had achieved. And the one thing I'm still waiting to do, which is record a 4-song acoustic EP. Still haven't gotten around to that one.
One of the things that I think is so brilliant about the Dreamline is that it's, I guess as a 30-something guy, we tend to look at things economically a lot, and it becomes all about money. But the Dreamline really defines it and puts a really fine point on what you want to have, what you want to be, and what you want to do. And I think the be and the do is something that's left out a lot, like what you just described, which is creating an acoustic EP. Most guys don't really think about that. They think about, well, I want to make $10 million. I want to, have X amount of income. But I think it's bigger than that. And I think it really is about lifestyle design. So, what does that mean to you? What is, obviously from the economics, lifestyle design is being able to live wherever you want, having an automated income. But what is the bigger picture for you? Is it about really, living life to the fullest?
I realized the one thing that really quantified it for me and gave me the courage to walk away from my job was I realized that my salary, my income would be worth many multiples of what it was if I were able to earn it from anywhere. And so a lot of the experiences I had on my Dreamline were not cash intensive, they were time intensive. So for example, live in a foreign country next year, and then the year following that, move on to a next one. I mean, no amount of cash in my job would have been able to purchase me those experiences. And so there is that vague fear of falling behind. If I don't continue to climb the corporate ladder and I walk away from all that, I'm going to have a resume gap and I'm going to fall behind. But what I came up with was the ratio, which was 5 times. Money that I can make location independent is worth 5 times what I can make from a job. Location independent from projects that I have equity in. And so the thought experiment was easy. If I can make $20K a year from projects that I have equity in, I'm just as rich as if I were to make $100K from a job. Furthermore, I'll be able to continue my expertise and build that equity over the years. So it's a no-brainer. And so the moment I saw that 20K on a piece of paper, I was like, I'm done. I'm walking out. And so that was really the turning point for me, was like actually putting a ratio to it, because I knew that there was going to be a sacrifice involved. And before that, I was kind of paralyzed by the fear of falling behind, falling out of the race. And I got over that pretty quick.
All right. So people would argue that what's wrong with San Diego? I mean, it's a completely beautiful, laid back town. Frank Kern even lives there. I mean, like,
yeah, he does.
Yeah, like it is an awesome, awesome place. So why would you pack it all up and move out to God knows where in the Philippines and leave San Diego? And to that, you'd say what?
Well, to me, I moved to San Diego as a lifestyle design decision.
Okay.
I'm not originally from there.
So it was like a baby step.
Yeah, and a great one at that. And you're right about the things you say about San Diego. My business partner lives and works and holds down the fort in San Diego for me, and I really couldn't do this without him. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, I have to take an alternate path, but I have a gene, and I just have a bug. Some people don't get off on this kind of lifestyle. For me, ever since I stepped foot outside of the country, I was filled up with excitement.